Hi, welcome back to Lovin Sheila, the podcast. What a week. Last week, I went on TikTok and I made this whole thing about how excited I was about the Bud Crawford and Spence fight. I was just so excited and I was like, man down, strap season, put him in the dirt, all that kind of stuff. And I got to watch the fight and talk about deflated. Talk about a shocker. And all I'll say is this: is I'm still a Errol Spence fan. I still ride with him. I still rock with him. Everybody has bad days. It's not about just winning and losing. It's also how you lose and the character that you have. And so I'm going to continue to ride with him. But the most important thing is that he is healthy. And that's what I pray for him, because I'm not just a fan looking to be entertained. I actually care about those people that I happen to be fans of. So I hope that he is well and moving to recovery and being strengthened day by day. Just the same things I hope for myself. And, so that just started the week off with a bang. And then another chapter of my life came to an end. I think for the last 22 years, I've lived in Santa Clarita, a suburb outside of California. And this week we sold our house and we are no longer in Santa Clarita. And I think it brought about quite a bit of emotion for me. And most of it I still haven't tapped into because it's just another door closing. And, it's a good door. I think we spent our time there. We did what we had to do. We wanted to raise our child there, and, it had bad and good effects, but, there's no regrets. We accomplished it. We, packed up and we moved away, and here we are today. And so here I am, and I'm here before you, and I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about the things that are coming. I'm excited about this podcast and where we're going. And I noticed that I took a little time away from boundaries. I've been talking about so many different things and like a lot of metaphors and a lot of applying things that I'm seeing in life to my life. And I feel that I kind of got away from my hot topic, which is boundaries, which I feel is the foundation or the substratum of everything that we do, of all of our relationships. Is just how do we properly define them and put them in place. And as I feel like I relaxed my boundaries a little bit, I felt like life was happening to me instead of me happening to life or affecting my life. I felt like things were happening and I wasn't taking charge and I wasn't being responsible. I wasn't speaking up. I wasn't stating what I wanted to happen. And folks were really just kind of infringing upon my space. And something I realized about me is my freedom is important to me and my space is important to me. And so I felt like I gave up a lot of space, a lot of conversations that I had, or fellowship that I had that maybe I wasn't really 100% into. And so, what I found is I need to refocus my boundaries. And okay, what we learn when we don't enforce our boundaries or we don't set boundaries or there are blurred lines with boundaries, we learn that we can be steamrolled, pummeled, ran over, crushed, that we have no input in our life. Things are happening and people are doing what they want to do. And I'm not saying they're doing it maliciously to hurt you, but it's just you realize I'm not doing what I want to do, or things are not going the way I want them to. And like I said previously, we're responsible for our life. We have the ability to design it the way we want to. So when things are not going according to our plan, we can affect that. We can speak up. We can have some conversations. We can redefine our boundaries. We can reset and make sure there are no blurred lines. And so for me, I feel like this is a time for resetting, because I felt like I was a little bit steamrolled. Again, I realized how precious my time, my space is to me, and how important my me time is. And if you're doing the work, if you are consciously trying to get better, you will realize the distractions that come. And yeah, it's like we always talk about distractions, and I never felt that I was distracted, but I feel like the more time I spend consumed with busy work or even fellowship and so forth, I'm not focusing on the work. And the work is paramount. It's important because I'm trying to be my best me. I'm trying to be whole. I'm trying to ensure that I have the healing that needs to take place. And so with that, I must minimize distractions, because distractions come to steamroll us and to leave us flat, laid out somewhere, ineffectual, and not getting done what we need to get done. So as I experienced quite a few things this week, I reached out this morning to one of my confidants, my good friend. And she and I have been friends, I don't know, maybe 25 years or so. And, we don't get to talk too much or see each other too much, but certainly all the important things in our life we are aware of. And so I shared with her how I was feeling and about a situation that had gone down with some friends, and, how it made me feel, and how I didn't feel like I got what I wanted out of the situation. And, she expressed to me that it warrants a conversation. And she gave me two options. She's like, if you want it to happen again, don't have the conversation. And I think the other one was, if you cannot feel a certain kind of way about what happened, then fine, don't have the conversation. But if the answers are blah, 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 yes or no, whatever it was, then you need to have the conversation. And I first of all, I like the fact that she's holding me accountable, because I think it's important. And that's why I bring this up. It's important to have friends who hold you accountable, friends who you can be honest with, friends who will check you and set you straight when you need to be set straight, to reassure you as well. So it goes back to having a support system. And so what I found her to be is my support system. And I actually did some research this morning on support systems, and it was likened into like here in California, how we have earthquakes, and sometimes the foundations are retrofitted. And I believe, I'm no structural engineer, but I believe what it means is it's fit to where it's not going to crumble, that it can withstand some quaking and still go back into its natural position, because it has a solid foundation. The foundation is set for it to be able to withstand the earthquake. And so that's what she has given me as a form of support, as a support system. She's given me some foundation, someone I can turn to, someone who can hold me accountable, who can tell me the real deal, and so forth. And so once she gave me that, which I thought was really cute, the one or two things. I wish I could read it to you. I think I'll show you the one or two. And so when she gave me that, I had to laugh, I just laughed because it was so doggone real. And so I sent her a video, and I said to her, I said, girl, you get to see me in all my glory, because I had kind of just woken up and all, but I have to tell you, you made me laugh. And and I know I have to have this conversation, and it's not going to be easy, but what she gave me is a support system. She gave me someone to bounce some things off of, and she gave me an opportunity to be heard, and then eventually even gave me the opportunity to be seen, literally. And she responded with a video of her own. And we normally don't do this. This is brand new for us. And I told her we're doing some real Black girl magic in all our authentic self and all our realness. holding each other accountable and keeping it real with one another, and being visible with one another just as we are. And we all need someone who we can keep it real, who we can be authentic with, who we don't have to put on our best face for, who we can just share the unadulterated, uneditorialized truth, reality. And that's what hit me hard this week. I think as I was, last week I talked about living in your truth, and I felt that me lacking boundaries was taking me out of my truth and placing me in a place where I felt like I'm not living my truth. And for me to sit here before you every week, it's very important for me to walk it like I talk it. And so that was very bothersome to me. And so, I'm giving you this information now because I want us all to be accountable. I want us all to be able to live our truth. And I want us to know when we need a reset and when our boundaries have been blurred, or when we push the limits too much and it's no longer evident. So we need to check back in, and that goes along with the accountability I was talking about. And I was listening to Dr. Cloud, and he was talking about accountability. And something that was said was, for instance, if you hold your team accountable to win, and that's how, I don't know, they make their money, or whatever the case may be. If you're an owner, that's how you generate revenue. You hold them. They need to be a winning team, a successful team. Now, the measure of that success is not at the end of the game. It's just not the end result. It's the process. Are we doing the little things along the way to ensure we get to that victory? And that's what that's what I had to look at, and that's what I'm measuring, and that's what this podcast is about today. Are we measuring the little things that add up to the big victory in the end? Because as I sat back this week and I measured the little things that were occurring, well, there were some big things and there were some little things that were occurring this week. I felt that emotionally I took some L's. And if I continue to take some L's, I don't think I'm going to get to the end result that I'm looking for, the success that I'm looking for. So I had to hold myself accountable and look at the situation and see what I need to do in order to ensure that I'm not taking these L's next week. And so that's what I did. And so I can't measure it, at the end of the month or at the end of the year and say, okay, we didn't meet our goal. We did not achieve. We were not successful in implementing boundaries and enforcing our boundaries. We're just stuck like a truck. What we're doing is, along the way, we're looking at the different situations and how we're responding. And I'm particular to say responding, because reacting oftentimes isn't the best response, because a reaction is typically very emotional, and it's not often met with a mature response. So we have to make sure that we're responding and not reacting. When I woke up this morning and I felt violations, I felt steamrolled and so forth, I kind of feel like I came out swinging, but not swinging in a reactive position and trying to check everybody around me, but kind of like, okay, wait a minute, we have to reset. I have to reset my boundaries. I've blurred the lines, and that's not going to work. So I'm responding to my blurred lines by resetting and communicating, because you have to communicate in order for people to know, because no one can read your mind. Okay, so that's what I learned in this week, that it's possible that we take L's, it's possible that we blur lines, but it's also possible to reset, redefine, and reconfigure some things so that they work for you. And that's all what this journey is about. That's what Lovin Sheila is about, is making sure that we're making an adjustment. Just like if I were a coach coaching my team, And once I see what the other team is doing, then I know how to make the adjustments so that I can better combat the situation to be successful in the end. But if I don't make the adjustment, if I allow everyone to move exactly how they want to move, when I measure this, if I wait to measure it at the end, I'm going to take a big L, and my team is not going to be successful, and I'm not going to generate the revenue or whatever I'm hoping to generate. So we're taking it in pieces. We're looking at it in increments, and we're adjusting incrementally along the way, so we can get to a better end result. But we cannot measure it, just at the end. That's important to note. So we're making adjustments along the way. And we're making those adjustments to ensure that we are doing what's best for our emotional well-being, okay? Because what happens, as I said, I was steamrolled in different situations, is I wasn't doing what was best for my emotional well-being. And it was taking a toll on me. There was a cost. And the cost wasn't being paid by others. The cost was being paid by me, because everyone was getting what they wanted, but I wasn't getting what I needed. And I know that people are, we're self-centered by nature. We want to take care of ourselves. And some of us may be a little more selfless. So everybody's going to function, in their self-interest. And so it's important for us to also look at our self-interest and what's best for our emotional stability, our emotional well-being, promoting our self-love and caring for ourselves, and enforcing our boundaries, because the boundaries protect the relationship. The boundaries, again, they don't alienate people. They're not set to keep people out, but it's to help have a relationship that is nourished, that is watered, that is gardened, that can flourish. But what happens when you allow people to steamroll you, develop resentment. You don't want to be around them. You don't really like them. You don't enjoy them. And so lack of boundaries is giving us all those negative things. Enforcing the boundaries and having boundaries is putting us in an environment where we can have good relationships, where we can coexist and love each other and love ourselves, where we're not compromising ourselves, our needs, in order for just one person to be happy. It's really making a win-win situation. And so that's good. That's good. So that's what this is all about, coming back to our boundaries. So if you, like me, have found yourself where your boundaries have been blurred, it's not too late. Reestablish those. People who love you, I'm talking to myself, I'm preaching to the choir right now. People who love you, people who respect you will receive what you're saying, and they will govern themselves accordingly. If they do not, then you have to understand that maybe that's not the person that you want in your life. And so, like I said, I'm preaching to myself. It may call for some difficult conversations, but I'm assured that we are capable of having those conversations, because we are evolved individuals. And another thing I was studying this week is like fear of doing things. And the fear of doing it has to be less than the fear that comes from not doing it. And so let me just rephrase that. What I'm saying is, the consequence of you not doing this, whatever it might be, is really greater than you not communicating, not exercising your boundaries, because the consequence is steamrolling. And I know what that feels like, because I felt it today, and I woke up very much not pleased with myself and not pleased with my ability to communicate. And so that's my admonition to you. Don't be like me. Don't blur those lines. Keep them very clear so that you can progress, because we are here for the progression. We are here for the elevation. We are here for it. We're here for the growth. So let's grow. Let's keep our growth mindset. Let's move forward. And I am about to take a little journey because I feel that your girl needs, obviously, I think that I was weakened because I was tired. I needed another reset. So I'm going to take a little break for a couple days and refresh my mind and come back stronger, boundaries more intact, life more purposeful. I found my book, Purpose Driven Life. I was actually reading a little bit of it this morning, and it was just talking about love and God's plan for us to love each other and love the people in the family even more. So I think I was a little drained, and so now I'm in tune with myself. I'm tuned in. I know that I need to refresh. All these things that are pulling at me have lessened my ability to enforce my boundaries. So if you're feeling that way, do what you have to do. Go do what you have to do to take care of yourself. Take a retreat. Do whatever is necessary. You gotta take care of yourself. That's what this is all about. So this is just my encouragement to you as you love yourself. You gotta, again, this is one of those truths. I mean, I don't want to say I was steamrolled by friends, okay? But I was steamrolled by friends. It's ugly truth. It is the truth. It is reality. It's my reality. And so all these things that we just have to, they're all a part of our story, but we can fix it. We can change it. It's not just because something happens one time, we don't have to catastrophize it and make it the full story. It's just a small piece of a larger story. And the story, again, it's been written by you. It's been written by me, and we can affect it, okay? And we can make it what we want it to be, like I always say. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you are encouraged. I hope that you have your support system intact, that you are holding yourself accountable and others accountable, and that you are reinforcing your boundaries. And it's okay if it's been blurred, just reset them. You can do it. We can do it. So again, thank you. Don't forget to go to lonewithbodywear.com and get your merch, get your Lovin Me shirt, because we need to remind ourselves and affirm that daily. Trust me. lonewithbodywear.com. Use podcast or Lovin Sheila as a promo. And don't forget, please like, subscribe, comment, and share Lovin Sheila, the podcast. We want to grow. We want to hear from you. And I thank you. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.